All right, so let's break down the concept of pulling. When you're pulling, the primary purpose is to work your back muscles, and also you're gonna engage your biceps and the backside of your shoulders. Okay, so, but the primary engagement is happening in the back. And this is challenging for a lot of people because you're working muscles that you can't see. So what I always encourage people to do is think about, you got to put your mind on the muscle. So if you understand that your back is doing the work when you pull, then you're more likely to engage there a little bit better. But let's go a little bit deeper. So when you pull, the first thing to understand is that we want to make sure your shoulders stay away from your ears. You'll see a lot of people, they start to do pulling exercises and those shoulders will go up toward the ears just like this. We definitely want to avoid that, all right? We're looking for the shoulders to stay down and back. So if you're looking at shoulder blades, we want shoulder blades to pull down and back all the time. So no matter if I'm pulling down or I'm pulling at myself, all right, toward my body, pull shoulders down and back all the time. All right, now, when you're pulling also, one thing to think about is your shoulder blades. Your shoulder blades glide across your back like this. You want to pull those shoulder blades as close together as possible when you're pulling both arms at the same time, okay? If you're doing a single arm pull, then you're really going to be engaging what's called your lat, which is the big muscle that wraps around under your armpit. It goes all the way around toward your spine. You're engaging that lat as hard as you can. All right, so I'm gonna show you a couple of examples of common exercises and exercises that you'll see in these OFL workouts. So number one, most common exercise is a dumbbell row. So when you're going into a row, you would take your dumbbells, all right, soft knees, drive those hips back into your hinge position, and then from there, make sure your chest stays forward so that your spine stays nice and long. Now what I want to think about is engaging my shoulders. So you can see the dumbbells are already moving up and down without me ever bending my elbows yet. Okay, that's me thinking about putting my mind on my muscles in my back, engaging them, and then finishing the exercise with the pull of the arms. Okay, but again, I'm avoiding pulling straight up because that's gonna pull my shoulders toward my ears. What I'm thinking about doing is pulling those dumbbells back toward my hip crease, squeezing those shoulders down and back, making those shoulder blades glide toward each other like I want to squeeze a grape in between my shoulder blades. From there, control down to my starting position and then go into that next rep. Hold tight, down, under control. Okay, so that would be a dumbbell row with two dumbbells. If I was in a single dumbbell position or doing a single arm row, here's a good example. Same type of work, but I'm focusing on stopping rotation because I have single side, but I still want to squeeze my back as tight as possible, coming down under control. So that's how it'd work with a dumbbell type row. Now, what if you're using something like a set of Lieberts? All right, you'll see these in the OFL programs. So a Liebert, you're actually gonna be getting on the ground, putting yourself in a position to row, hips go up, and then from there, I'm grabbing the handles on the Lieberts and I wanna think about all the pulling concepts, right? Pulling my shoulders down and back, putting my mind on the muscle as I start to engage, and then finish that row with the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together as tight as possible, and then releasing under control. You always want to have control going back to your starting position on an exercise. So again, power and then control. Really thinking about squeezing those shoulder blades together. Again, shoulder blades or shoulders staying away from the ears as much as possible. So I'm gonna show you one more example using a TRX. And on TRX, we're basically turning your body into the row machine. But all the concepts of pulling stay the same. Shoulders down and back, okay? Chest stays up. As long as you have your chest up toward the ceiling, you know you're gonna be pulling those shoulders down and back. As I start the row, engaging that back, finish with the arms, lower myself down under control. Okay, really thinking about putting my mind on those back muscles. Now again, this is a really common exercise where you'll see shoulders going up toward the ears. Avoid that, pulling those shoulders down and back, chest stays up, big squeeze. All right, so now that you understand pulling, when you get a pulling exercise in your programs, you're gonna really be able to engage and get all the benefits of building back muscle since you're doing this work, all right? So that's your pulling concept.